welcome everybody and good afternoon. I'm delighted in this latest Devon Book Club video to introduce you to Ginny Baily. And we're here to talk about her new book, The Fourth Shore, which Ginny will tell us about in a minute. And Ginny, I loved your last book, Early One Morning, which I think from memory was released probably about 3 years or so ago now. But your latest book due out on Wednesday.
Well, it's actually out in the shops, but it's going to be officially launched in Exeter on Wednesday. It's at 7 o'clock, Roman Gate Waterstones, and I think everybody's welcome. I'll be signing books and maybe reading a little extract and just chatting to people.
Well, that sounds lovely. I know I'm looking forward to being there myself. So, first of all, can you show us a picture of your book and then we'll hear a little bit about it?
Here it is, the beautiful cover, showing my heroine, hopefully, Liliana, gazing out over the Mediterranean, and a very beautiful car, a Fiat from 1925.
Wow, so the book's set in the 1920s then. So tell us all about it.
Well, you know, my first book was set in Africa, and that came out of my work for the Africa Research Bulletin and travelling there. And my second one was set in Italy because I love Italy with a passion, and I've been going there since I was 16. And I thought, how can I bring these two passions together? Where do Italy and Africa collide? And that was in their Italian colonial venture in North Africa. And I focused in on Libya because I used to write a lot about Libya when I still worked for the Africa Research Bulletin. And the Libya now, compared to Libya 90 years ago, has completely transformed. Some of it for the better, some of it not. But I became really fascinated with that sort of secret story of Italian colonial history. And I say secret because when I started to look it up, it was really difficult to find things out. And so the whole idea of secrecy became a theme in the book. And my main character, Liliana, has a secret. And I wanted to explore what it's like for a person, for an individual, and for a nation to hide something quite significant about their past, maybe even from themselves. Why someone might do that, why a country might do that, and what effect that has. So that was the impetus for the book. Italy, Africa, secrets. But I was also very interested. You know, if you write about the past, you're never really writing about the past. You're writing about now. But the past can be a way in. So there's the sort of double layer of what can we learn from the past? What do we fail to learn if we hide our past from ourselves? And what happened in the 1920s and 1930s with the rise of fascism in Italy and beyond tell us about what's happening now and about that desire that seems to be resurgent for simple answers in very complex times. However, it's not just that, it's also got a love story in it and loads of human warmth and a very important friendship between Liliana and her Libyan dearest friend.
Well, it sounds absolutely fascinating and interesting that you set it in the pre-war years. So the rise of fascism, or say the interwar years, really, the rise of fascism, yes. And its relevance to today. That's pretty critical to your thinking.
Yes, it is. And I've got a sort of fascination with that 20 years of fascism in Italy, which is probably a bit weird, but I've long held that fascination. And some of the things that Mussolini said are almost a bit, he sort of gets quoted again now. And I think a lot of things have been forgotten. That sort of whole idea of a strong man and him being right. You know, one of the slogans of that time was, Mussolini is always right. Il duce ha sempre ragione. Mussolini is always right. You know, and I think there's a tendency again now to simplify what's going on and for people to want those very easy answers. And in my character, Liliana, I tried to explore that notion of what happens when you are brought up within all of these isms. You know, she was brought up under fascism and as a Catholic and as a woman, and her choices were very limited. And so she had a very blinkered existence. And I wanted to look at how hard it can be sometimes to know that you've got blinkers on. And if you don't know you've got blinkers on, you can't take them off. And so, I mean, Liliana, yeah, I had huge compassion for her as a character, but she can, if you read the book, you'll find you almost want to sort of shake her and go, look at what's happening. Because, you know, she gets caught up in events and doesn't really know how to make good choices. And I think that happens to lots of us all the time in our lives, even now.
Well, that sounds absolutely fascinating, and I look forward to hearing about it on Wednesday at Waterstones. Yep. And the book's in the shops now, I think you said to me earlier on.
It is. It's in the shops now, but for me, it'll feel like it's properly out there after Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the launch on Wednesday. I'm certainly looking forward to being there and hearing more about it, and I'm sure lots of our readers are going to be very interested in both in what you've got to say and also in reading the book. So thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.